Good morning, good evening, good night. It's your girl MJ in the bumper clout, and we're back again with the after hours. How you doing, chicken and stewing? You know how we do it. Ooh. How are you guys? Right, let's get straight into it. First of all, public service announcement. Public service announcement. It's Love Month. It's Valentine's week. Please come. If that man, if that girl, if that they and them is telling you that they don't celebrate Valentine's Day and that's why you can't get a Valentine's, please kick them to the curb. Please kick them to the curb. Do you know how many times I've heard that story of, oh yeah, my babe doesn't celebrate Valentine's, so, we're not doing anything. He says that he doesn't believe in it. Throw that person in the bin, please. Throw that man in the bin. Throw that man in the bin. Because I feel like if you love someone, you want to do what makes them happy. For example, I don't like football, but my bae loves football. He's obsessed with football. So I've been to a couple of games. Sometimes I go to the pub with him and he will sit down and he'll be shouting at the TV and I'll just be sitting there watching all the testosterone in the air, all the smelling armpits. Everyone's breath is smelling like beer. Everyone is rowdy. There's various stains on the chairs. Nothing about it is classy. But I love my bae. I gotta support his supportings. So if you know as a girl that you love Valentine's and the person you're with is coming up with excuses and stories as to why they can't support you on the things that you love, you have to kick them to the curb. It's really that simple. I don't know about you girls, but I'm very excited about this Valentine's. That's my first Valentine's. I've had people tell me Happy Valentine's. But in terms of actually taking me out for dinner, doing the romancing, doing the loving and doving, I've not had a Valentine's, no. So this will be 28 years later, my first ever proper Valentine's with my first ever boyfriend of the Valentine's occasion. Gassed. I don't know what to wear though. I don't know what to wear. For those who are going out on Valentine's, please make sure that you order your stuff ASAP because time is ticking away. Next day delivery is not eating the way it eats. So you have till today to get something basically. But guys, I'm thinking for Tuesdays, tell me what you think in the comments. For Tuesdays, should we have a dilemmas dedicated show? That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking every Tuesday we come together and we unpacked some of the dilemmas and some of what the girlies and guys are saying because a lot has been happening and it's advice corner. You let me know, or do you want it? Actually, I don't know. I don't think it works all the time to do it like dribs and drabs in different episodes. I think we should have one episode where we just chop it up. Anyways, I've got some dilemmas and confessions that we had from before on the phone. So I'm going to read some out to you and we're going to chop it up, right? Let's go. Dilemmas. Hi. So I'm involved with a man who lives with his children's mother who is currently pregnant. I know his children's mother. We've hung out in the past and I feel like stopping the affair and telling her about it. Even though she is pregnant, I really don't care how she would feel about it. That's dark. I've told the man that I would tell her about it if he doesn't get me things I want. So far, he's been living up to his ends, but I still feel like stopping him and telling her. I don't care what happens next. I feel like I should feel bad, but I don't. I've been hurt by both of them in the past, and I kind of feel like it could be revenge, but I honestly don't care what happens. Sister, that's dark. Sister, that is dark. I was going to say something, but it applies to me, so I'm not even going to say it. But I feel like, don't you people have conscience? Don't you people have a heart? I actually believe in karma. I believe that if you do something bad to somebody, that badness will come back to you. What if you are pregnant and then your man is now bouncing around with some babe that you know? And can I just say something? This bizarre phenomenon of guys saying that they're not with their women but still living in their houses. What on earth what's that about? I heard a story of one girl who was dating this guy, but the guy still lived with his ex-wife and he was saying that they were separated. No, they are not. No, they're bloody not. Because if you were separated, the separation would include the separation of your houses. So why would you be still living in the house? Why would you still be living in the house with the woman that you claim to separate, or you have separated with? That's some bullshit. They still f***ing. They're still in love. She ain't going anywhere. Right, let's get to the next one. So, tonight I was chatting with a younger man and we agreed to have sex at his place per. When we met, the conversation was flowing. He offered me drinks at his house. As we were getting into it, I tell him I'm wearing a wig because it's about to fall off if he keeps tugging on it. All of a sudden, he says, "Stop. You didn't tell me you were wearing a wig." Then he says he made a mistake and tells me he'll drop me off now. Are men of different races really that bothered by a wig? She was pressing on. She was eating some of that pasta and lobster. That oats. That Quaker oats. Do you know what? I'm so sorry, yeah. I've never had sex with a white man before. I've never been with a white man before. And it's for these reasons. Because, yes, I wear a wig. And I don't want you to be confused when you wake up the next morning and you see my 4-week-old cane rose and my wig is on the floor. The 26-inch hair that you thought belonged to me is on the ground. I don't want you to be confused. And that's what's happened here. And that's childish. I feel like he's immature. She said younger man, innit? Yeah. He's immature. That's childish. Okay, so I'm wearing a wig. Okay, does that change the state of my is still good? What's the problem? Niggas just be like, ugh. I hate a man that complains. Like, I've given you good, like, you got good right in front of you. You're complaining about some hair. You're complaining about some bundles. If you don't eat this for crying out loud, in fact, why would you allow him to make you feel bad for that? Okay, I'm wearing a wig. And you know what, guys? Can I just say, you know what's a little bit annoying about that? I love my white girlies. But you see these white girlies, they get away with too much. Because yes, we wear wigs. But y'all be on some Q-tips, K-tips, Y-tips, tracks, I know how some of you bitch look without the extensions. And y'all as bald as me. But you be getting away with that. The girlies be getting... Sometimes I like to go on my For You page and I'd be looking at like, you know, the weave on, like the leave outs and stuff of the girlies be doing, like the mixed race and the white girlies, they'll be doing their little Q-tips, jades, every tip. Because I'm fascinated because they have to like bond the hair. They have to bond the hair to the actual hair. And sometimes I'll be looking at some Q-tip, K-tip removals. I see the removals and the reinstallation and I'm like, damn, y'all bald as shit. I thought it was just me. Us as women, universally, we all in this together. I don't know why you made him feel bad about that. Sorry. You can never make me feel bad for wearing a wig. You can never make me feel bad. And oh my God, I saw on TikTok, you know the Jewish girlies? Shout out to the Jewish girlies. They wear wigs to cover their real hair. Because in their religion, you can't show your hair, your natural hair. That's only for your husband. So they actually wear wigs that mimic their real hair. So the Jewish girlies also wear wigs. I'm not sure why wigs have been is exclusive to just black women. But anyways, girl, don't let him make you feel bad about none of that shit. You do not feel bad about, okay, your wig dropped onto the floor, okay. But he's rude saying that he's going to drop you off though. What would you do, Haz? I would say I'm going home. I would say I'm not going.
I'm not going to lie, I have to be petty. I'm trimming off some of that wig and I'm putting the hairs in your pillowcase just so the hairs are constantly there. Like, it's childish as hell.
So childish. Like, what's the big deal? What's the big deal in hair? I'm wearing a wig and then it's still wet though. Hi, Joyce. My friend weighs at least 300 pounds. She has very low self-esteem and has an inactive dating life. She constantly complains to me about how she's never been in a serious relationship or been taken out on a date. She idolizes the Lululemon girls, the croquette girls, and the pink Pilates princess aesthetic, but doesn't want to put the work in and become like that. I have a gym membership that includes a free guest option and I have invited her several times. but she repeatedly turns me down with different excuses. I'm tired of listening to her complaints. I feel like many of her self-esteem issues could be improved if she lost some weight. What do I do? Not a god thing. What can she do? Okay, you have a friend that says she wants to be skinny mini. She loves being skinny mini. She gets upset because she's not a skinny mini, but she's not doing anything about it. I have friends like this. You can only tell somebody so many times to change themselves. It's up to them whether they decide they want to take action or if they want to sit around feeling sorry for themselves. And it gets to a certain point where you don't feed into it. A lot of times your friends are not complaining to you because they want to change. They want to complain to you because they want reassurance. Because every time she's like, oh, I'm feeling big, I'm feeling wide, I'm sure you are telling her, oh no, you don't look that big. You're still beautiful. You still look good. Maybe sometimes start calling her fat. Maybe you need to tell her. Because I have friends like that will be like, oh my God, I just feel so big. Okay, sometimes we be like that because y'all know sometimes I be feeling like that. But if I'm constantly telling you that I feel big, I don't feel great, and I'm not doing anything about it, what do you want us to do again? How many times are you gonna need reassurance? And these are for the girlies that are big and don't want to be big. I love a girl that I'm not gonna tell a girl who is big and is happy being big and she's sexy and she's wearing her mini crop top and the belly hanging out and everything looking gaudy. But the girlies who want to lose weight, you want to go to those flat booby side of the internet and you want to do all those things. I'm sorry. How many times will we tell you go to gym? How many times will we try to encourage you? Do you know what I mean? Do you guys have that friend? It's a bit exhausting, isn't it? You have that friend that constantly needs reassurance, constantly needs you to tell them, oh, don't worry, you're beautiful. Oh, don't worry, you're cute. Oh, don't worry, you can make it. Don't worry. Like, after a while, it's like, when are you going to start taking action to what we're saying? Because right now, it's like you just want the dopamine of me as a friend telling you all these positive things about you. And then you're not doing anything about it. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, maybe if you start calling her a biggie back, she should get up. Maybe she'll start going to the gym. Do you have a friend like that, Has?
Do you know what I do? But like, I'm that person that I'm like, if you don't like the body that you're in now, you're never going to like the body that you switch to.
That's true.
Like,
that's very, very true.
You're always going to find something wrong.
I agree. I feel like a woman should I keep saying it, love yourself in every condition. Even if you've put on weight, even if you've lost weight, find sexiness in that state.
Exactly.
Whilst you are evolving into whoever you want to be. If you're a big girl and you know you want to lose weight, still love yourself in your fullness. Because I know in every condition I'm in, one nigga's gonna love me somehow.
Period.
If I'm skinny, they'll still want me. If I'm big, they still want me. If my hair's not done, they still want me. If I love me for me in every condition. Do you have to be happy? Like, do you have to be completely ecstatically happy in every season you're in? No, there are some times where you don't feel great about yourself. And sometimes, yes, you do need that reassurance from your friend. Guys, there is nothing wrong with reassuring your friend that you know, you look good and you can keep. But if you are constantly having to reassure someone who says they want change and they're not doing anything about it, girl, after a while, just keep quiet. So the title of this dilemma, obsessed with a fat guy who lives with his mum and has no job. Hi, MJ. The title says it all. I can't get over him because he's smart and funny, and he's one of the few people who saw me as I was and connected with me. It's hard for me to connect with people. It was easy with him. The caveat, of course, is that he's an agoraphobe, alcoholic, so no job, no car, no future, no anything. He just games all day. But I love him, of course. He doesn't feel the same about me. I guess opposites attract on my end. I work out, I'm independent with my own career, making 100K yearly, but I just haven't found anyone I could relate to and feel comfortable like I do with him. And I ask myself every day, why doesn't he feel anything? So on top of everything, he doesn't even like you. But I don't even want a relationship with him. I may be dumb, but I'm smart enough to know he's nowhere near relationship material. I don't even know what I want anymore. I ended our friendship months ago trying to get over him, but I just can't for some reason. How the hell do you even find the friendship with a man that doesn't leave his house? Where did you even meet him? Because he doesn't leave his house. No, she earns 100K a year. Let me tell you something, yeah. One thing I've realized, yeah, can I say something? Can I honestly be sincere? And I might be wrong here, but I generally feel coming out of certain situations and understanding myself and how I've dated over the past, because I've also dated some really, really trash losers. I think the guys that you pick to date equates to your self-esteem. I feel like self-esteem comes into play when we are picking certain men in our lives. You might be earning 100K a year, but your self-esteem is as homeless and as bottom barrel as him. Because if you had high regards for yourself, you wouldn't even be looking in that type of man's direction. You wouldn't even be waiting to be picked by that type of bum-diddly homeless, alcoholic, loser, 300-pound wibbly-wobbly guy. You wouldn't. It doesn't matter how much a woman is making. It doesn't how pretty how pretty she is. It doesn't matter how many guys want her. If your self-esteem and how you feel about yourself is low, your man will attract that. The man you date will attract how you feel about yourself. That's how I feel. So for me, you need to actually sit there and think, how do I feel about myself that's making me feel like this loser is good enough for me? Because the facts are there. You're well aware that you know he's a loser. You're well aware that you know what he does compared to you, but still yet you still manage to fall in love with him because you feel connected to him. Think about it. Why did your heart connect to somebody like that? Because your heart is in the same state as his. Your emotional and your spiritual and mental and emotional positioning is on the same plane as that loser. He's a loser, and clearly you think you're a loser. That's why you like him. And what's even more embarrassing about the whole story is that he don't even like you either. He doesn't like you, which is even hell. So you're even messaging in to be picked by a low class citizen. So there's two things you could do here, sister. One, you can try to understand yourself, heal your self-esteem, heal your trauma wound, which, by the way, I recommend to a lot of Black women, a lot of dark-skinned women. Our self-esteem has been put through the rockers our entire lives. From school to our childhood, to our uni, to working life, our self-esteem has been knocked multiple times. So inner work for a Black woman should be mandatory because no one else has their self-esteem and their self-confidence knocked more than a Black woman. So I strongly suggest, even if you feel like your self-esteem is okay, I strongly suggest for any Black woman should do the inner works to build and restore their self-esteem, because the world has spent its entirety knocking us down and using opportunities to knock us down every single day. Fix your self-esteem. If you know you don't want to fix your self-esteem and you love him, good luck. Maybe I say there's always someone for someone. There's always someone for someone. Broke niggas need love too. Broke niggas need love too. And if you are the one that wants to dedicate your life to loving a broke nigga, congratulations. You caught your lick. You got your mans. You got your mans. Well done. Another broke nigga off the street. Well done. Clap for Jesus. I've been with my partner for 8 years now and been living for 7 years. I have been unfaithful for half of the entire relationship, but I just can't help it. I thought it was a one and done thing, but it ended up being consistent hookups. We just kept in touch and always felt like home when we got together. I recently got married and told myself I'll end it with him, but he continues to hit me up when he's in town. Very private guy since he's a celebrity, but I feel like he knows I'm with someone. Also, does it make it worse that we just got married? I'm really trying here. I think I'll be able to move on with time. Oh my God. I'm not understanding why people think that marriage is like this magic potion that once you drink it and walk down the aisle, all your needs, all your desires and all your past behaviors is just gonna like switch off like a light bulb. First of all, being in a relationship for 7-8 years is already crazy. Y'all know how I feel about that. it was with someone for 7 to 8 years, you're living with him for 7 years, it was given you might as well got married. Because how could you be in a relationship with somebody for 8 years and out of the 8 years, 7 years you was cheating? 7 years you was cheating. And not just one and done. Serial cheating up and down. God is watching you people when you do things like this. Why do people feel like they can just do these things with no consequences? If you know you don't want to be in a relationship, then don't be in a relationship. Why would you be in a relationship with a man for 8 years and out of the 8 years, 7 of them you was cheating? What kind of bad character is that? That's a bad character. That's his wickedness to the pits of hell. That's his wickedness. And karma will come back to come and bite you for things like that. Now, people might be in the comments like, yeah, niggas cheat too. He might have been loyal for the 8 years. He might have been genuine. He might have been consistent. And you were just cheating up and down. But even still, I don't feel like, even if he did cheat, because we don't know the backstory, even if her man did cheat, I don't feel like it is healthy for any relationship for people to be cheating back. Just leave. Or even if you cheat back once and it happens again, then leave. At least you got one lick back. But you're spending your whole entire relationship just one-upping each other. That's very, very strange. That's very strange. Anyways, they're married now. What can we say? Everything in the dark will surely come to light. Thank you. Right, guys, that is the end of the episode. Please, comment section, what are you saying? Is it given? Should we actually do this every Tuesday? Let me know. This show is about you guys, by the way. So if we do dilemmas every Tuesday, that means you need to be sending in your voice notes and your dilemmas by Tuesday so that we can break them down and share them with each other and help each other out. I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. Have a good day. And we go again tomorrow. Love you. Mwah.